Hello, I come to you looking a little worse for the wear because it is first thing on Friday morning and my work week runs Monday to Thursday. So every weekend's a long weekend and I thought I would document my reading weekend because I'm not doing too much this weekend. I'm staying at home most of the weekend. So I thought I would go over my reading plans. So first things first, my top priority is I'm 150 pages into my reread of Babel and I'm having such a great time. I can't even tell you. It was my favorite book last year and I've just put it in a couple of recommendation videos lately. So I just kind of picked it up after one of the videos and just couldn't put it down. So I'm rereading that. But I also picked up God Killer at my local independent bookstore yesterday. I had to work downtown Halifax for the day and it was quite nice because I had like $10 of credit, so this only wound up being $13 in total, I think. But that is also a priority for this weekend that I would like to start and finish. So maybe get a good bit of the way through Babel and then start and finish God Killer, which shouldn't be too difficult because it's less than 300 pages and I know my boyfriend also wants to read it, so if I can just knock it off the list pretty early on while I'm still excited for it, it should be a pretty easy read to do. That is Emma, if you can hear her trying to show me her toy. And that's the only thing I really have planned for the weekend besides football. Hello, I'm checking in to say that I finished Babel. That is Emma with her toy, if you can hear her. And I had plans to start God Killer right away, but I think I'm going to do a little pivot because I have a little bit of a fantasy hangover because Babel definitely held up. It was still a 5 out of 5. I absolutely loved it. Cried a little bit at the end, but definitely not as much as the first time. And I'm going to pick up the new Mona Awad called Rouge. I don't know anything about it except I read the initial synopsis, like literally just the first sentence that said her mother passes away and she becomes like obsessed with skincare. But at this point, I've read enough Mona Awad that I've adored everything I've read thus far, and I'm happy to just go into her work blind and kind of see where she takes me. I trust her as an author and I trust her as a storyteller, so I'm ready just to take that ride at this point. And maybe I'll start God Killer a little bit later. For the rest of the night, I don't really have anything planned except to read and relax. And then tomorrow is football, so I always get quite a lot of reading done on a Sunday. So all in all, I got so much reading done today, which I'm really surprised over because it didn't feel like it. But yeah, Babel was just perfect. It was great for this time of year. It was like very crisp and cold this morning, so I got quite a bit of the reading done first thing this morning, and I'm excited to see what's in store for the next Mona Awad.
Emma. She just gets so low to the ground that her chest pushes.
Hello and happy Sunday. It is actually just getting on into the afternoon. I think it's going to turn noon here shortly. And I just sat down to start reading Mona Awad's new book, Rouge. So I'm just like maybe 10 pages in, so I don't have much of an update, but I'm just here to say it's Sunday. I took the night off of reading. I really had like a book hangover after rereading Babel, but I loved it. Just 5 out of 5. It's fine. We're all going to be fine. But it is Sunday, which means it's football. The Dolphins play at 2 o'clock my time, and then we have the Chiefs playing tonight as well, which the Dolphins are my team. But I spent a lot of my childhood in Kansas City, Kansas, so obviously I have a small tie to the Chiefs as well. So both of my teams are playing today at different times, so I'll be watching both of those. Apologies for the noise. My neighbor is cutting their lawn. But until then, I have Vanderpump just playing in the background. Ian has gone to have lunch with his family, and I have stayed behind to catch up on some reading that I put off last night. So yeah, I think I was gonna order in lunch, but I think what I'm gonna do instead is have a salad and some pizza bites, like the little Pillsbury pizza bites that are like so nostalgic, and watch some football. And then of course I get a lot of reading done when I am watching football as well. So I anticipate getting pretty far along, and I would like, if I can today, to start God Killer as well, because it's just sitting there taunting me. I feel like this is going to be a 5-star read. I don't know why. It just has that perfect 5-star feeling. So that is what I'm going to do now, and play some Vanderpump. The puppies have been out, and it'll probably be another good half hour to an hour before I start making my lunch, so I can get some reading in. Okay, I'm taking a little pause because it's lunchtime. I've got to my little DC. I love a Diet Coke, but I will like buy one once in a while. Like, I don't keep them in the house because soda's so bad for you. And I made an inordinate amount of pizza bites. Didn't look like that many in the bag. It's like half a bag, which is insane. So I'll do my best. But I'm gonna watch some Vanderpump, relax, have some pizza bites, and then keep reading. Well, I'm so pleased to say that my team is killing it, but this is one of the best Dolphins games I've seen for a while. It is officially halftime, so I'm gonna get some reading done. Okay, I am back very briefly. It's Monday morning and I forgot to film at all yesterday. We had like a very momentous day for the Dolphins. We broke a franchise record of points and almost broke league points, but they wound up taking the knee and doing like the chivalrous thing, so it completely slipped my mind. But what I did wind up doing, as well as finishing Babel, is I read to completion Rouge, start to finish, while watching football last night. And then at the tail end of my night, it was a very, very quick read and everything I expected it would be. So in this, we're following a woman named Belle, who is currently grieving the loss of her mother. It's a complicated relationship where both her and her mother are obsessed with just their appearance in general, but the specificity in this story is for skincare and what skin looks like, and it's told with typical Mona Awad narration style of like a very spooky undertone. And Belle, when she goes to clean out her mother's apartment, finds that her mother was in debt, and tied very darkly to this kind of skincare cult community. And as silly as it sounds right now, it was actually freaking me out so much last night that I truly didn't want to be alone in a room at all. I was jumping at everything. So she did what she does best and had really great spooky vibes. I definitely would recommend this, but I would just say that it does play similar to what we've seen with Mona Awad before, with mental health and with grief quite a lot. So just be aware of that going into it. But like I said, I read it starting in the afternoon and all the way into the evening. I read it basically in one sitting, so it reads super, super quickly. And it was 369 pages. And then Babel was 600 pages. And at the start of the weekend, I was at page 120. So pretty happy with my reading. I read over, what is that? So I read a total of 850-ish pages for the weekend, and truly it didn't even feel like it. Felt like I absolutely zoomed through both of these books. So very, very happy with my reading this weekend, and more importantly, super happy with how my teams landed in football this past Sunday. I got so excited, I just completely forgot to film an outro to this. So filming it now. and documenting the fact that for once the Dolphins didn't just come up on top but almost broke a league record, and then following the Chiefs as well for a pretty easy victory that they had also. But that's going to be it for me. I also read, it's not really worth noting, maybe, let's have a look. So I read 2 chapters and I'm on page 16 for God Killer. So I just barely got it started, but I am already enjoying it so far. It has a very, very captivating prologue, and it seems like it's going to be quite a page-turning fantasy. So this is definitely going to be the top half of my week, I think. But for now, it is the start of my work week, so I'm gonna have breakfast and then I'm going to go to a cafe and work for all of my work meetings and everything like that before I finish for the afternoon. Hopefully get a little bit of reading done as well. But that's gonna be it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.